After attacks by armed groups on military targets near the border with Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast's government has sent large numbers of troops to the north in the last 2 years. In the town of Kong, close to where many of the attacks have taken place, VOA spoke to 3 Fulani men who said they were arrested, along with many other Fulani men, by Ivorian government forces that had recently arrived in the area. They say they and their relatives were beaten by army troops and held for 11 days to 2 months without charge, simply because of their ethnicity.
I was lying outside one day. There were many of us, and there were also women in the house. Then we saw 2 large vehicles arriving. The soldiers stopped us first, and then some others before firing into the air and beating us. They tied us up, poured water on us, and beat us. They left us in the sun until 1 p.m. or 2 p.m.
Throughout the Sahel, there is a common misconception that Fulanis are behind attacks linked to Islamic State and Al-Qaeda that have ravaged neighbouring Burkina Faso and Mali. A community leader for the Fulanis in Kong said they had good relations with security forces before new soldiers arrived 2 years ago.
Before the arrival of the new military, everything was fine. We had no problems with the authorities and security forces. But since their arrival, the Fulani are often arrested and called terrorists.
Officials with Human Rights Watch have said persecution of Fulanis in Burkina Faso and Mali are a major catalyst for recruitment by terror groups who exploit resentment towards the state. Long-standing tensions between farmers and herder communities like the Fulanis are also used by jihadist groups to stoke violent conflict, according to analysts.
That's why I was saying that beyond the religious rhetoric, they are exploiting social fractures and ethnicity. Indeed, there is a fracture between the Fulani communities and other communities in this region.
A farmer near the northern city of Korogo, who asked for his name to be withheld for reasons of safety, told VOA he's resentful for having to erect fencing because herders allow cattle to graze his crops of cashew nuts.
It's the farmer who at all costs has to protect his plantation. I think herders do absolutely nothing because the herdsman just wants to see his cattle well fed.
Lassina Saleh runs an NGO that aims to reduce tensions by resolving disputes between farmers and herders. He says local militiamen called dozos are adding to tensions.
When the dozos arrest a thief and he is Fulani, he is treated worse than when he is of another ethnic group. I have seen this a lot, and I say it loud and clear because I have been here for a long time and I have witnessed it.
Diarra, the analyst, also told VOA he did not think the government was doing enough to relieve tensions between herder and farmer communities. Ministers in charge of security and social cohesion did not respond to multiple requests by VOA for an interview. Henry Wilkins for VOA News, Kong, Ivory Coast.